It's me, Don, with Aaron. Here we are in London. A little bit of pub talk for you. We had lots of games yesterday we'll talk about, big games tonight. And we're going to go through them and try and come up with a few winning formulas. But first we're going to talk about a person, Lee Rigby, an old soldier who got brutally killed 7 years ago this summer. Alan's going to dedicate his next book, book number 5, to Lee. And I believe you met his mum at one of the fundraisers, Alan.
I was at a game of Stoke last season before the lockdown, and they took me to an army do. It was they were raising money for the army, and I always go to them events if I can.
Right.
As you see, Don, I've got his photo on the wall there.
Yeah,
7 years ago when he was killed brutally in Woolwich. We know, and it goes.
He was
on.
a football guy as well. He liked his football.
I believe that he played in a game that I actually watched. I gave the man a match award in Cyprus one day. The Army played the Navy, and it was such a fantastic affair. They were coming in on helicopters. Oh mate, I was stood back, you know, and they were all wearing all their medals and all that. It was fantastic, and the game was wonderful. It was like Leeds and Chelsea.
Right.
Oh, they were the Army and the Navy. Anyway, I was told, I gave the man a match to the kid called the Sniper.
Right.
He shot.
He used to pick him off in the penalty box, didn't he?
Actually, he did. He did. But it was out of him and his mate who I gave the man the match to, but then someone told me he shot 22 Afghans from 1,000 and something yards.
Oh, right.
So I gave it to him.
Yeah. You might have been 23.
He had to get it.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Lee.
Well, I like it. Look, I can see you've sewed it onto your tracksuit top there, in memory of the young man.
I bought it off Mrs. Rigby. If you ever get to see it, love to you and the family and Lee's wife, kid, and we're still thinking of him. I look at him every day.
Yeah, and if you get to know, let us know what team Lee supported, and we'll have a chat about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we'll move on from that now.
So another sad note, Frank.
Yeah, last night, Chelsea at West Ham. My goodness. Now, I'm watching that game. Obviously, the controversy of the game with this VAR is getting ridiculous. I mean, I've got my view on it now, and I'll tell my view first. If it takes the guy in Stockley Park 4.5 minutes to work out this is or is not a goal, well then they got to stop this rule. They got to let someone look at it for a minute, and if he can't determine what it is, the referee's decision stands. You know, they're calling something, and if all of a sudden they're giving a goal and then they're coming back 4.5 minutes later, the whole game has stopped. Everybody's looking up and well, what's happening? Then you get the famous okay, and then he goes back and says no, offside. I think it's totally ridiculous. Then 5 minutes later, or a minute later, Chelsea are right up for it now. West Ham are deflated. Chelsea now get a penalty or a goal down there and score. And so everything's sort of like, it just don't work for me. That's with a drinks break halfway through the game. What's going on? Football's about momentum, pumping forward. You know, you win some, you lose some with the referee's calls, but it is about keeping the momentum
Well,
going.
you've hit on the head. It's the referee's calls, and he should be responsible for everything that goes on. But it's not the referee's calls now, is it?
But they're
taking the game out of his hands.
We won't need any referees soon. I can't believe the
Have a
referees.
robot.
Well, I can't believe the referees are standing for it, because they should just be saying, no, we want to referee the game. This is too slow. We're having too many problems with it. And like, you know, if you're looking at something for in excess of 4
But he
minutes.
used to run over the line and look in the.
Yeah, on the old
screen,
TV monitor, yeah.
Well, what can't he do that?
Well, you think so, yeah. I look at it, and if he thinks, well, I think it's a penalty in real time, just give it.
They did it on Sky last night. They showed
Or it's offside, give it.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, it's just a little bit too much. Getting back to the game itself.
That could have been the game last night, the last game of the season, that either got Chelsea in the Champions League or sent West Ham down over one decision, which was absolutely. I mean, if David Moyes had a gun in his pocket last night, he would have shot that referee.
He might have just sort of like maimed him a little bit.
Winged him.
Yeah, just winged him, like, you know, the neck. I won't miss with the next one, you know. You know, and I mean, William, okay, he scored the penalty. Then he scored a great free kick. I did like the free kick. I couldn't blame the goalie for not, saving that. But West Ham had a lot more energy last night, Al. Antonio was putting them under pressure. I felt, quite a lot.
I sat here and I just couldn't believe what I was watching. Me and you spoke about it yesterday. We spoke about not having a bet after the lockdown, didn't we? But I'm sure if we'd have got... I nearly phoned you 2-1 down and said, I looked at Bet365, they were even money Chelsea, and I still thought they'd come back and win, I thought. But they didn't. I just couldn't believe they went about... They were not the same team that finished the last 45 minutes at Leicester.
Yeah, but as I spoke about yesterday, if you're half a yard slow in this game after you play 4 games in 10 days, you are a little bit jaded. And if you aren't 100% sharp here, I felt it was getting a bit too long for Chelsea when they were trying to, in time, getting the ball into the danger area. There's loads of nice little passes going. Whereas at Villa, they were whipping them across and looks chances all the time. Giroud had a good chance. He didn't sort of put it away. He looked a bit sluggish. But it weren't really happening. And maybe it's just because, they have played 4 games in 10 days. I mean, West Ham looked a lot sharper. They hadn't played in a week. They had their energy levels seemed to be a little bit more than Chelsea in certain areas.
I think it seemed with West Ham it was more powered on, wasn't it,
Yeah, but they were up for it. I could see they wanted to bully the Chelsea defence. Every corner coming in, you could see they were getting there first most of the times. Souček or whatever, who was involved in scoring a goal, and indeed the offside situation where it's a disallowed goal. He was a handful all the time. And I've got to question Frank really. There's a minute left or whatever. The game's a draw. 2 apiece, whatever it is. And we got Alonso still down the left there, the overlapping fullback, which he's been there overlapping all the time. How can I just leave the guy 2 against 1 basically with 40 yards to do what he wants, unattended a minute ago? I'm sure right now, that game, if that is said right, we're getting a point out of it. Yeah, it's nice they're attacking, it's nice we want the 3, but then sometimes it's not happening now, as you know. And you just got to say, well, we'll settle for the 1. We're talking a minute, 2 minutes left there. The one thing you don't want to do is get none, because now Leicester have got beat at Everton. They'd have been a point closer, and you would have definitely settled for it then. So a lot's got to be answered.
You know better than me that you don't leave 1 defender back with 2 attackers.
But that's an impossibility. It cannot happen.
Not with a minute to go.
You can't. They're the tactics when you're losing 3-2. You say, oh, up we go. Yeah. They were drawing, settle for a point. It's not really worked today. We've played okay, but all we've got is a point. So take it and move on.
No, I agree. They were just... I was dumbfounded. I was totally dumbfounded. There's me singing their praises yesterday. They looked a different team.
We was entitled to sing their praises purely and simply. They have been playing well. That weren't one of Chelsea's better games, even though they was, in it all the game. But I think they just messed up on a couple of occasions where, they should have took the point. And at the end they've got none.
I think they fell into the trap as well. I mean, Moyes knew that Chelsea were going to come at them every like Leicester Saturday. But Leicester didn't sit back as much as them. West Ham just, they said on TV last night, it was obvious to see, they sat too deep, West Ham. So the deeper they sat, the more Chelsea are going to come onto them. And then when West Ham got the ball, they got the right man, Antonio, haven't they?
Yeah.
Big, strong boy.
Yeah.
He gave the big fella at the back a bad time.
But they brought the sub on who scored the goal. So right away, the sub's coming on. He's fresh. He's got a lot of energy. Now they sat him out there. So you could not leave him. You couldn't leave and say to the centre-half, well, he's out there, you got the forward, he's going to spin round, play it to him. He's now going to tear in there, drop his shoulder, go the other way and stroke it in.
But they had the perfect one on telly last night. Ashley Cole sitting there. That wouldn't have happened if Ashley Cole's playing.
No, definitely. You couldn't have gone.
But we all know. We're sitting talking.
Frank's looking for 3-pointers all the time. So maybe it's a learning curve, really. Well, hold on a minute.
It's
and Mourinho would have said, "We've got one. Whatever happens, we are keeping."
They must have known the score coming in it.
Yeah.
The other side as well. And you think Leicester are getting beat at Everton 2-1? Let's take the point.
Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, disappointing result for Chelsea. Difficult for everybody who bet Chelsea as well, thinking this was a good thing at 4 or 5, 8 or 11. And they probably should have been. But it was probably a bad day at the office. I think David Moyes and West Ham, that will pick them right up now. They've leapfrogged a couple of places. And they've got it all in their own hands. West Ham. They've got Watford at home, third game from the season. They've got Villa the last game at home. Villa could already be down, or they might be fighting, we don't know. But they could be effectively down by then. And then it might just be West Ham winning to put Watford down. Or, you know, whoever it might be, Bournemouth down. I think Bournemouth going on to them now. I mean, what a nightmare that was. And you actually said yesterday, which you were 100% right, the first goal is so vitally important here. And obviously,
in that particular match it was.
Yeah, I mean, and when you actually seen it, it was a fiasco from the Bournemouth defence who just like had a mental rush of blood and tried to make a pass and a big lunge in with a tackle. And boom, they cut it in, and the goal scorer...
Eddie Howe's, is just his animation on the line, his whole demeanour, he looks, players don't want to see that.
No.
I think they're better off sitting up in the stand out of the way.
Yeah, maybe, but I mean, you've got to look at the players, you just got to say, how have you done that? We're 5 minutes into the game, and we want to do this, and now they've robbed us, gone in, we're 1-0 down, and now we're all over the place, and an hour later they're 4 down. Yeah. So he's got to get that together real quick down there. Otherwise,
well, if he can't win
their next 4 games, you know who they are: Man City, Man United, Liverpool and Leicester. So if you think they'll get 3 points out of there somewhere, that will be 2 more than they'll probably get.
Yeah, I think he'll end up in the jungle with Harry next year.
He might be.
But
they might not throw him the lifeline, you know.
Mate,
they might have real scorpions in there, you never know.
That's if I go there. I think that was it last night. I think that was it. Yeah. When you look at, you just mentioned the games they got coming up, and if they can't win it,
they're their next 4. So you can imagine the confidence if they get 0 from them. That would be effectively them out of contention.
Yeah.
You know. So from their point of view, horrendous. Newcastle must be delighted. 4 goals away from home.
When did they score 4 goals away?
Well, I don't know. I think about when Malcolm McDonald was playing, right?
Yeah.
Might have got a few then. Super Mac. Yeah. So anyway, bad day for Eddie Howe. We all like Eddie Howe. He's a real likeable person. We do like Bournemouth. We've always liked the style of playing.
They're not playing.
Not happening.
No.
You know, and they seem to be really lacking in confidence, and it's going to be a real tough last 6-7 games for them. You know, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, you got to feel for him. It's got to feel for him. It's, as I said about Norwich, they'll come up with Norwich next year.
Yeah, they definitely probably
they'll bounce
could.
back.
I mean, Everton, Leicester. An early goal.
We called it, didn't we?
Yeah, we fancied Everton with goals, that's true. When I did see the goal for Leicester, this was partial. Funny enough, last night, it was like calamity football. The goals were like 3 or 4 goals were just ridiculous. You know, bad mistakes. The Leicester goal was great. The fullback tried to hook it out from the 6-yard box, and he's going, and hit the fella right in the head. He didn't know anything about it and went in the goal. It was like, oh no, this can't be happening. And yeah, you know, Leicester had a few chances, but, you know, Everton got the money.
The fella scored him a penalty that we couldn't remember his name, did they get a penalty? Or was I watching?
Yeah, they got a penalty, yeah.
Sigurdsson, was it?
Yeah, I think it was him, yeah. I'm not certain. But
well, he's a good player.
Yeah.
But, I mean, we mentioned the manager. The manager's
Angelotti, it's been a good year for Merseyside. Liverpool obviously have done the absolute business and still going. And Everton have had a real good season, you know. They're playing well. They're tough to play against as well, Everton. As you say, he's very organised. And he's tactically smarter. He's been around the block a while.
Yeah. He's been all over Europe. He's done it. He didn't go to... He's not one of those managers that go to a football club for a payday.
No.
Bill Kenwright there, I know Bill, you know Bill. He's going by. Frank.
Yeah.
Rushing into hospital.
It's raining, there's fire engines, there's stuff going on. This is part of London at the moment.
This is what we could have done with last night, 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, a bit of rain, yeah. Regarding the Arsenal game, going back to that with Norwich. Now, I told you all yesterday, my bet yesterday was all the 4 Premier League teams all to score a goal. Well, they got beat 4-0, Norwich. Apparently they should have scored 2, had a huge penalty appeal turned down, which apparently was a penalty, and Arsenal win 4-0. Worse than that, Abibayang scores 2, so now the Golden Boot, he's now gone favourite. And, you know, obviously from Arsenal's point of view, although they're playing Norwich, as we said earlier, double expected to win, it's still nice to get 4 goals.
Yeah, and I've got to say, I switched it over to see the last 10 minutes of Arsenal, only because I wanted to see if he was going to get his hat-trick.
Right.
I would have kept him on the field. Why he pulled him off with 12, 40 minutes to go? I mean, it's a big thing. The Golden Boot, that's about all Arsenal are going to win.
Look, Danny's getting the Golden Boot, I've told you. It's
Well.
Danny Ings. Danny, a good English gentleman I know you are. You know what you've got to do in the next week or so. Marcus Rashford, well, I can't even, I don't know how he's going to score a goal at the moment. So it's all about Danny Ings for me.
Well, he's not going to be mentioned on our show.
I'm going to have to,
Rashford.
I'm going to have, you know, he's got a, my only hope probably is Martial getting injured and then pushing him into Martial's zone.
No, they won't play him up front.
No. Well, so it means,
I've told
it
you,
means
there's 2 players in the history of the game that has always baffled me. One is Marcus, and the other one's Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank.
Right.
He was a leading goal scorer at Chelsea year after year, great player, great finisher. He took all the corners. Now, how can a centre forward take a corner?
Maybe he was
'Cause
going,
he didn't
maybe he was
like-
going for goal out.
No, he never scored.
Maybe he was trying to whip
He
it
was
in the
doing
top corner.
outfingers.
Oh, lovely, yeah.
But it's because he didn't like heading the ball.
There you are.
And Marcus don't like heading the ball. There's certain players up front that don't like heading the ball. You imagine Stan Bowles taking a corner, you'll say, Stan, get in the ball. Remember the scene Brian Clough taking training and the centre forward went out to take a quick corner. He said, stop the game.
Young man.
Young man, get in the box.
Yeah. Well, that's right. I mean, Marcus, to score
Centre
goals,
forwards,
you
though.
have to be in the right zone. If you're not, it's just, you're going to get the odd one and it's not going to happen to get 20, 25 goals a season. It's just not going to happen.
No.
So anyway, we've spoke about the games last night. A little bit disappointing for Chelsea, a disaster for Bournemouth. Norwich now, their fate is sealed. Arsenal, a little bit of improvement. A good result for Everton, puts Leicester under pressure on their automatic
I
spots.
could see us sitting here, the last game of the season, down the bridge, Chelsea against Wolves.
Yeah, and I'm going with Wolves.
Oh, well, I just had Tony Jimenez on the phone and I thought he was Raul Jimenez on the phone. I was going to say, son, come on.
Is he a relative of yours, Tony? Yeah. Anyway, that's about last night. Now, tonight, it's the creme de la creme. Man City, Liverpool. I mean, Liverpool. You can't beat what they've done, can you?
Tonight you could be watching the Champions League final,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
you know. They're 2 teams, they're banging form. Liverpool start playing their strongest team. Man City have got back. They had a bit of a setback at Chelsea, but I believe they were the better team and should have won. A bit unfortunate. Chelsea, 2 bad defensive errors that he's got to brush up on. But tonight, I think we'll see a feast tonight.
Well, I am, as I said
All
the
the
other
best
day,
players are playing tonight.
we're looking forward to this game as a spectacle. But, you know, you're going to see Man City clap Liverpool onto the field, you know, to give them a warm welcome. And I should think they'll all look at each other and say, right, now let's go out and pound them.
Yes.
You know, they want to be top dog, Man City. They're always going to be in the top 2, the way things are going, I would say. Pep Guardiola, I think he'd like just to put a little tick in the green box. Yeah, we beat Liverpool 3-2. Be happy with that. You know, I think the other guy, Jurgen, if they win 5 out of their last 7 games, which they're capable after tonight of basically beating everybody, which you think they'd be favourite against everybody, and then they get the 101, and that's the magical number they want. If they don't get it tonight, if City beat them or it's a draw, they're still in the hat to go. But if indeed it gets to the stage that they can't get the 101, whatever way, I just think that then Salah and Mane
I don't think they'll have that. When they get in that dressing room tonight, when they cross the white line, that'll go out of their head. Liverpool want to show Man City why they're champions, why they were 25 points ahead. And Man City want to show them why they were champions. I mean, they're going to be champions again next year.
Yeah.
This is mouth-watering.
I mean, when we're looking at this, and you have to look at the future, you're saying to yourself, well, there's no doubt Liverpool are keeping this team for next year and going to improve with a couple of other players.
Yeah.
Man City, we know they've got the bankroll to do anything. All right, they might lose Silva, they might lose one or two others, but they'll be buying as well. Now we've got Chelsea in the frame, coming in with the old man Werner, the new striker, which everyone's excited about. Now you're looking and you're going to say, I can't really see Arsenal doing anything. As you mentioned yesterday, Chelsea could be a big outsider for the league.
Yeah.
Or to bet them now for next year.
I think Werner will change things around. If he'd have been playing last night, that wouldn't have been, they call it tippy-tappy ball, don't they? There was too much of that last night.
Yeah, that's what I felt. I felt that,
know, West Ham, if we'd have played against Chelsea last night, we'd have been, you and I have been looking at each other. Let them pass it.
Yeah.
Let them pass it all round us.
Yeah.
That's why Frank was sitting there with Young.
Right.
And he looked like he'd kind of, not run out of ideas, but he'd done the Oracle on Saturday against Leicester. He pulled a masterstroke. But last night he let himself down.
Yeah.
And he knew he'd done it because the camera zoomed into him on the line.
Well, you could see he was pig sick with him, thinking we should have just took the draw.
As I said earlier on, the thing in his favour, he weren't at Upton Park, and as you said, there wasn't a full crowd there.
Oh, he'd have been getting some stick.
He would have been getting it big time. Yeah.
But I mean, you can see that there's no doubt in my mind. Frank's going to be a top manager. All right, they might not get nothing this year. They might win the cup. They might fight the Champions League.
Sometimes you know as well as I do. Sometimes you learn more from defeat than you do from victory.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And they'll learn from last night. I think both fullbacks have got to go. What the right back, I've had a right argument with Jimenez on here. He's telling me that the right back is 100%. I said, well, he's getting about 100 grand a week, 150 grand a week. I think you should give 100%.
But I think the difference.
But what he done on the corner, Don,
right,
when he got pulled up, he's trying to push into 3 West Ham players because they were up there and he's down there.
Yeah.
Was unthinkable.
Yeah.
Frank should have pulled him over to the sideline and said, behave yourself.
Yeah, sure.
He was so out of order.
Right.
And he's lucky he didn't get sent off.
But you see, getting onto them, you've got Alonso on one side. What's his name, the fullback? Palata, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Spanish.
you got him right back. You got the other fella left back. Now, Chelsea had a huge amount of the ball. And they're doing their passing game. Now, when you watch Liverpool, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Robinson, they're down there whipping balls in, killer balls. On the money, all of them. Defenders have to be at their absolute best to get them. Forwards are already set up because they know them passes are coming into the absolute danger zone. And this is what Chelsea have to do. So they probably have to get a couple of fullbacks who are on the same wavelength as the Liverpool boys. And probably Chigwell at Leicester is one of the reasons.
They're going to have to dig him up then.
Well, Chigwell, the Leicester fullback, he's good going forward. He scored a good goal the other week. But he's also whips balls in, which I like. So there's a lot to think about. For me, tonight's game, I don't know which way to go. I'd definitely go for both teams to score, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be really interested. Will Salah increase for the Golden Boot? Will Mane get one? Obviously Aguero's out for the season, he's not around. Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking over 3 goals a game. Whatever way it's going to go, I can't pick it if I'm honest. But 3 goals or more for me.
I think what we need at the moment, we've been waiting a long time for football to come back, is to have a treat. And this looks like it could be a treat. I mean, I'm dying.
Well, the skill that's on display tonight.
I'm fed up with doing the crossword halfway through the game, mate. You know what I mean? Because I want to.
You might do that if you were going to watch the other game tonight, Sheffield United Tottenham. That could be fix the crossword puzzle.
Yes, absolutely.
Do the crossword puzzle.
Yeah.
But I think any parents who've got kids who've got any aspirations of playing football at some stage, as in trying to get to the high level, trying to get in the pro game, 9-year-old, 10-year-olds, sit them down and get them watching this because they'll get an education tonight.
Yeah. Proper footballers, yeah.
So let's hope it's a great game. Let's hope you all enjoy it. Let's hope your team, whoever you support, gets a win. And from me, Don, from Alan, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow.
And Lee Rigby.
Yeah, absolutely. Fair play.